Or are we talking about the anomalies, like a Miss Rachel, who is now getting death threats and unfollowed just for saying black boys deserve to live? Because one ain't enough. You got to believe the history and not the anomaly. And if you look at how the actions have turned out, people like Miss Rachel are the anomaly. And all she want to do is educate kids. She said black boys deserve to live. And we look at that like, shout out to Miss Rachel, that ain't heroic, nigga. That should be the standard. Mm-hmm. You know how many people, you know how many black people died singing those same sentiments? What good nature? Or they get online and they start talking about code switching. We know what code switching is. If we know what it is, that's good enough for us. Fuck them. You care too much. They can't take anything away from them. It's not to give away. They can't steal code switching. They can't steal it. They don't have to do it. They're liars. They're living a lie. They're frauds. They're thieves. Why are you wasting your times on liars and thieves and niggas who are frauds? This is the point of MAGA. This is the point of Turning Point USA, to reinstate the tenets of white supremacy under the umbrella of Christian nationalism and the political power of the Republican Party, because illiteracy aids in bigotry. This is why there's a push for anti-intellectualism, because at the core of racism, at the core of colorism, misogyny, and homophobia is ignorance. And they're directly threatened by the educated populace of America. What does Miss Rachel do? Educate. So somebody who has dedicated their life to education and also taken on education and also is an educated person, understands the ignorance of racism, colorism, misogyny, homophobia. Because at the core of it, it is ignorance. What they say, the truth will set you free. Knowledge is power. The information is the elevation.
Yep.
All these cliches, right. And they're cliches because they fucking true. And they're threatened by the educated populace of America. They're threatened by the history of black Americans and black American intellectuals. Otherwise, why is there a push to ban our literature specifically?
That's right.
Why? Where's the good nature? I'll say this, since we want to talk about the hair. Are y'all still going to black-owned beauty supply stores? Are y'all still supporting your brothers and sisters in that respect? Are we still finding black nail techs? Are we staying down with the boycott? Are we holding the line?
No, I'm good. Well, you've been had a big season so far this year, man. Tell us about it. How does it feel coming in for your senior year?
I mean, it's great. I'm just happy to, play with some of my best friends.
Yeah.
I played with all my life.
Yeah.
You
gonna privately graduate as?
I probably will.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, so Nolan, you've been one of the leaders on the team, especially through some of tough games like last week. How do you personally bounce back from a loss like that?
Really just you're trying to flush it, because once it's over, you can't do nothing about it. Right. Trying to have a good mentality for the next coming week. Yeah. Play hard, have fun.
Matchups you're excited for the season? Or are you just taking each game each week by?
I'm ready for the go for a game.
You're ready to go for a game.
That's what I want.
That's been turned into y'all rivalry.
I want that one.
Yeah.
You didn't have to cut me off. We were nothing. Your love, but you treat me
YouTube, welcome back, gang, to another episode of T Wizard Reactions. Making our way to 300 subscribers, man. I gotta thank you all for tapping into the channel, engaging. I really appreciate it. Y'all commenting, liking, and supporting the channel, bro. It really mean a lot to me. If you want to catch me live, go to tiktok.com/TWizard276 at 8 a.m. Twitch.tv/TWizardTV at 5 p.m. every day except for Saturdays. You got anything you want to send me, go ahead and put it on the community right here on YouTube, or you can drop it in the DM, any one of my social media platforms. Today, I'm bringing you guys a bit of an update on a Nolan Wells case for the people that haven't heard. The Ocean Springs, Mississippi coroner's office and the autopsy team reported they was done and they completed the autopsy, but they refuse to conclude what actually happened to Nolan Wells. So we definitely gonna get into a couple of people speaking on their opinions about that and what they think about why the coroner's office just haven't released the cause of death to at least the family. And we're gonna take a look at an interview that Nolan Wells had did prior to his death. Interview he had with his football coach, if I'm not mistaken. And this interview gonna give you guys like some insight on the type of person Nolan Wells was, give you a glimpse into his personality, and shed some light on the side that we just haven't gotten to know from our little brother. It's going to definitely inform you all like it informed me what type of person Nolan Wells was. So I really just don't want to take up too much extra time, so let's get it straight into it. Shout out to Big Kish for the video, man. The title of today's video is called Breaking Never Before Seen Nolan Wells Interview. And of course, like I said, we're going to take a look at a couple of people's opinions, popular opinions about how they feel about the coroner's office was withholding information from the family. Oh, and I forgot to tell you all, it's also been reported, we're going to talk about this in the video as well, that two of Nolan Wells' friends that were supposedly been there at the time of death, I think it was 2 out of the 4 friends that was there that actually went with Nolan Wells to Horn Island. They actually started doing their own investigation. I guess they hired their own team to do their own investigation. And they revisited Horn Island again. But this time they revisited with their lawyers. So I don't know what that's about, but we all can kind of conclude what type of shit that they on. But without further ado, man, let's just jump straight into it. And as always, bro, if you like the content, don't be too shy to hit that like and subscribe button. Get notified when I drop videos like these or when I'm updating y'all on the old ones. So let's rock out.
Y'all, I just came across something, just scrolling, trying to get some videos for the day. And I came across a Nolan Wells interview. And it was touching because we're used to seeing videos like from TikTok or just videos or a picture, something without sound. This right here, it gives me some type of insight of how his personality was. There's a difference between just seeing somebody and how they acting versus how they convey themselves. But yeah, let's get into it, y'all.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Well, you've been had a big season so far this year, man. Tell us about it. How does it feel coming in for your senior year?
I mean, it's great. I'm just happy to, play with some of the best friends
Yeah.
I played with all my life.
Yeah.
You're
You gonna cry when you graduate, eh?
I probably will.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, so Nolan, you've been one of the leaders on the team, especially through some of tough games like last week. How do you personally bounce back from a loss like that?
Really just trying to flush it because once it's over, you can't do nothing about it.
Right.
Trying to have a good mentality for the next coming week.
Yeah.
Play hard, have fun.
Matchups you're excited for the season? Or are you just taking each game each week by?
I'm ready for the go for it game.
You ready to go for a game?
That's what I want.
That's been turned into y'all rivalry.
I want that one.
Yeah.
Man, the truth is, we got sons, we got nephews, we got cousins, we got somebody that reminds us of a Nolan Wells. We got athletes in our family. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is us. We have no choice but to keep fighting for our people that's being unalive and nobody getting held accountable for it, y'all.
Or are we talking about the anomalies, like a Miss Rachel, who is now getting death threats and unfollowed just for saying black boys deserve to live? Because one ain't enough. You got to believe the history and not the anomaly. And if you look at how the actions have turned out, people like Miss Rachel are the anomaly. And all she want to do is educate kids. She said black boys deserve to live. And we look at that like, shout out to Miss Rachel, that ain't heroic, nigga. That should be the standard. You know how many people, you know how many black people died singing those same sentiments? What good nature? Or they get online and they start talking about code switching. We know what code switching is. If we know what it is, that's good enough for us. Fuck them. You care too much. They can't take anything away from us. It's not to give away. They can't steal code switching. They can't steal it. They don't have to do it. They're liars. They're living a lie. They're frauds. They're thieves. Why are you wasting your time on liars and thieves and niggas who are frauds? This is the point of MAGA. This is the point of Turning Point USA, to reinstate the tenets of white supremacy under the umbrella of Christian nationalism and the political power of the Republican Party, because illiteracy aids in bigotry. This is why there's a push for anti-intellectualism, because at the core of racism, at the core of colorism, misogyny, and homophobia is ignorance. And they're directly threatened by the educated populace of America. What does Miss Rachel do? Educate. So somebody who has dedicated their life to education and also taken on education and also is an educated person, understands the ignorance of racism, colorism, misogyny, homophobia. Because at the core of it, it is ignorance. What they say, the truth will set you free. Knowledge is power. The information is the elevation.
Facts.
All these cliches, and they're cliches because they fucking true. And they're threatened by the educated populace of America. They're threatened by the history of Black Americans and Black American intellectuals.
That's right.
Otherwise, why is there a push to ban our literature specifically?
That's right.
Why? Where's the good nature? I'll say this, since we want to talk about the hair. Are y'all still going to Black-owned beauty supply stores? Are y'all still supporting your brothers and sisters in that respect? Are we still finding Black nail techs? Are we staying down with the boycott? Are we holding the line?
Man, Dante been cooking for a minute, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I want to know that too. As far as the boycott, because I done did multiple videos reporting on the results of the boycott, and it was like phenomenal. Definitely want to give y'all a pat on the back and a round of applause, because not only did we stick to our word, but it was like immensely successful. But I do want to know, is we still holding the line though? Because like I know I still enforce to my people, like, bro, we not going to no damn Asians businesses. We not going, eat from nowhere that don't have our best interests at heart no more, bro. We not doing that shit no more, bro. And I preach that shit wholeheartedly to my family, bro. Like, real talk. Even to the point where, though, like, women I'm not even together with, but I once cared for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I make sure, even when I talk to them, like, when you going out, is you protecting yourself? See, especially Black women, because us Black men, we already know the dangers that await us around these corners. And sadly, some of us been awoken to that at an early age. But a lot of these females is under the guise that nothing can happen to them. And it's sad that a lot of these racial hate groups, bro, they target innocent women. But yeah, man, is we still holding the line or what?
His words are so inspiring. Also, I want to give a shout out to all the white people out there who don't even have to come out and say anything, but they have been stepping up and saying things on our behalf, and they're showing their faces. Shout out to y'all, man.
Service Sam here for a Nolan Xavier Wells update, and here is something interesting. As we know, the autopsy showed a red area on the back of his neck. We also have heard little allegedly allegations that the boys on the island, when they were fighting, some people said that there looked like some people who were like MMA fighters, like jiu-jitsu fighters. Now, we also know some of the boys involved have taken jiu-jitsu, right? Stay with me. Now,
I ain't know that.
Notice, this is a jiu-jitsu or martial arts chokehold. And these types of chokeholds, they don't fracture anything. They just suffocate the victim and unalive them. And I'm not saying anything. This is all allegedly. But what if it is possible that this is what happened to Nolan and that he was choked. And wouldn't that make sense why the medical examiner would not include his throat, the lungs? Is it possibly because he was asphyxiated, choked? I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. Secret Service Sam out.
Definitely. And I think we already had gotten to this point on the last video when we I think it was Judge Mathis when he determined that we first found out that it was something red. He had a bruise on the back of his neck. And then in combination with the fact that they didn't send the lungs and the throat over, we already concluded that the cause of death was not because of the drowning, even if lungs was in the water. Water was in the lungs. But I don't know about y'all. This is the first time I'm hearing about one of them boys' new jujitsu and shit. And I think that would make perfectly sense. Like, that adds and it lines up perfectly of what could have happened to Nolan Wells. But I ain't gonna stop it no more, gang.
That would make sense if they would have came out and said that the throat or anything wasn't fractured. But they ain't come out and let us know shit.
Make sure I'm understanding this correctly. Nolan Wells went missing on July 4th and his body was found on July 6th. And now, on August 7th, his so-called friends, Warren and Jax, decide that they're going to do their own investigation over a month later to try to figure out what happened to Nolan Wells. And they decide to visit Horn Island with their lawyers. And while they're there, someone snaps a candid photo and then sends that photo to TMZ along with the message that the boys were just an emotional wreck because they were back at the place where they last saw their friend, Nolan Wells. Now, here's my thing. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Warren already visit the last place that Nolan Wells was seen with Officer Big Bad Body Built? I'm confused, and we didn't see not one tear, no emotions in the interview or during his little field trip.
When they first
But
went,
they say that Nolan Wells was a brother to them, and they're just good old Ocean Spring boys. What? And let's not forget that Warren's stepmother, Judge Ashley Cole, was the first one to try to put out a statement to tell us about his whereabouts on the day that Nolan went missing. And then, in addition to that, his father has finally decided, after they announced that the autopsy in Mississippi was complete, he announces to TMZ that he's putting a $50,000 reward out for any information about what happened to Nolan Wells. A month later, at this point, between TMZ telling us a bunch of nothing and the antics and the show that is being put on,
TMZ
they
done.
have to think that we don't got no sense. They can't think that we smart enough to see through smoke and mirrors?
That's exactly what they turned this into. A shit show. I wouldn't even be surprised if they offered some type of TV deal or something like that. Y'all pay attention to what he say, because I'm hoping that this does happen.
And Hangray say
Nolan Xavier Wells update. And TMZ is at it again. They're saying Nolan Wells' friends overcome with emotion visiting Horn Island. Why are they going back to the island with their Trump lawyer to discover emotions? We haven't seen one bit of emotion thus far. All we know, in fact, they deleted social media profiles. They went on Officer Race Batum Tatum's podcast. The last place you should have gone for credibility. You should have only spoke to the authorities, but they thought it was a good idea to go talk to him. Big mistake. And so the lawyers take them to the island for what? Like, you really, I need to see this video. And TMZ, everybody is asking, who is paying you? Allegedly, who is paying you to report like this? This is the most unbiased reporting we have ever seen. And TMZ, you are single-handedly losing all credibility by reporting on this case in the way that you are.
Bruh, TMZ making theyself look so bad.
Go back to reporting on bubblegum celebrity sightings. TMZ, stay in your lane, because this is not your lane. Harvey, do you hear me? What's going on? How much? How much are they paying you? I haven't seen you say once any reporting on what they're doing to Christine Walmsley, the mother of Nolan Xavier Wells. I haven't seen you do one article on her and the harassment, the threats, and the terror that she's had to go through since this happened to her. Can you please get on that? Thank you. See,
That's real. The way TMZ be defending them boys, it was like you would have really thought that they lost somebody in their family. What the hell are you doing? You ain't saying nothing about Nolan Wells' mom or anything like that. That is foul. She lost her baby, bro. She lost her son. And y'all ain't got nothing to say about that? Nothing to say about her being harassed? This is wild.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of people are tired of this subject and nobody wants to talk about it, or certain people don't want to talk about it, but we got to keep talking about it. A lot of people are asking now, and saying something that I have been saying for years. If Nolan Wells had lost his life due to a drowning, drug overdose, aneurysm, heart attack, or anything like that, why would y'all not say it by now? Why would you not, at this point, it needs to be out. Like they said, the autopsy is complete, but they're not going to publicize the autopsy. You should. You should. Because if there's a lot of people out here, creating a lot of tension in the public, if there's some threats being made to the family of, the people that he was with, the day he lost his life, if the autopsy if the results of the autopsy are going to say, hey, these people were not responsible for him losing his life. This is what happened. It was a drug overdose, an accidental drowning, he slipped and fell. There was an aneurysm, an aortic rupture. There was something that they did not have anything to do with him losing his life. This is what happened to this young man. That would calm down all of the, all of the negative energy surrounding this situation.
But they can't do that. Why did they take the lungs? Why did they take the throat? Why can't they come out and say that, yeah, he drowned, it was a mistake? Because it wasn't, y'all.
And
isn't that illegal though? I thought that was illegal. Like basically that's like tampering with evidence or something similar, bro. I'm pretty sure like they can't do that though. I'm willing to bet if an ordinary citizen did that, they would be facing some charges.
And the fact that you have not done that, it doesn't do anything but draw more suspicion. So if that is the case, please go ahead and put it out so the family can get closure and people can go back to what they can, as close as they can get to a normal life. That's what a just person would do. But the fact that you haven't done that
says a lot.
It's telling. Says a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, man, Nolan Wells sounds like he was a good kid, man. He was in school doing his thing, man. He was playing football, getting interviews from the football game, so he definitely was shining. Somebody was mad. And then from all the pictures you see, he was posted with all the white girls. So I definitely could kind of see where this is going, and especially with all of the suspicion that's surrounding the case, them removing the lungs and taking all day on the autopsy, bro. I'm pretty sure though them removing the lungs is illegal though. I'm pretty sure that's against the law. Like I know I'm not like the most intellectual person when it comes to law, but I'm pretty sure that you're not supposed to do that. And that's just another example of their white privilege, bro. You think if this was reversed, a black person could have had this type of shit done? Do you think it would have been all of these hiccups in this case? As a matter of fact, we can tell that this is systematic racism because Carmelo Anthony just received what, a life sentence from what we all witnessed, what was basically self-defense. And now, not even a year later, we're dealing with a black person that has been unalived. And before it even gets to trial, first of all, they not even trying to get it to trial. They trying to exonerate these boys before it even get there. But shout out to Nolan Wells' family and all of these creators that's keeping the public updated with the information. And you know when you do that, bro, you give them less opportunities to slide shit under the rug. But shout out to the family, despite all of the hate and backlash that they've been receiving, bro, they've been on top of their shit. And shout out to all the white people out there that's unbiased, bro, that's, speaking the truth. And I know a lot of the times it seems like they have been taking our side, but really they just taking the side of who's right. And they just doing what any other just person would do. And that's what any racist would do for their fellow racists. Which is not even nothing spectacular, bro. They just speaking the truth. They are just not withholding important information. And they putting us D and giving us the scoop on lingo and the way white culture do things that we might be unaware of. Like this situation right here, how they might hop on a black person ass, bro, that be fucking with they women. And rest in peace to Nolan Wells too, bro, because he definitely was a child and a baby, bro, that's gone too soon. You know they say kids supposed to bury their parents. So, like I can just imagine the agony and the grief that they facing having to bury their baby. And he wasn't even finished high school yet. So this is a very, very, very sad case, bro. I hope definitely this shit reach a conclusion. That can definitely get a family some closure and satisfaction. I hope justice is served. And not really through the jails. Found with jail on my worst enemy, but I hope I wish kinda like the streets would serve their own justice, but I hope justice gets served for this young man that lost his life, bro. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, man. What you think about Nolan Wells, seeing his interview and seeing him speak, what you think a type of person he was. And based off what the doctor was saying about the jiu-jitsu moves, do you believe that to be true? Do you believe that Nolan Wells in the fight was actually injured to the point that that could have led to his death? And then they may have threw him in the water? I'm not completely sure, but y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, please. And if you made it this far in the video and you like the content, don't be too shy to hit that like and subscribe button. Get notified when I drop a new video or when I'm updating y'all on the old one, kind of like these. We on our way to 300 subscribers, man. Thank you all for tapping into the channel, because without you all, this wouldn't be possible. I definitely appreciate you all engaging, tapping in with the likes and the comments. And shout out to all my new subscribers that come from my other platforms. And shout out to Big Kish for the video too, gang. If you want to catch me live, go to tiktok.com/TWizzle276 at 8 a.m. Twitch.tv/TWizzleTV at 5 p.m. every day except for Saturdays. This been another episode of T-Wizzle Reactions, man. I'm going to see y'all on the next video. It's a little late, but I still got some work to do, so I'm going to get to it. But I love you guys. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. I'm out, man. Thank you for watching.
She did